Joyful Horizons, joyful afternoon. I am coming through with a get ready with me / a story to tell concerning intimacy and sex magic. I am starting off this video just explaining what is going on so that hopefully it's easy to follow. In the beginning of the video, you will see where essentially I'm breaking down and explaining what it is that I'm doing. The overall energy here is that I'm consecrating my tools. I am preparing for the night before the full moon. I want to make sure that my environment is cleansed. I want to make sure that my tools are cleansed. Most importantly, I want to make sure that my energy is cleansed. I am going to do this by allowing myself to have an energy connection towards what I'm doing and what I'm doing it with, you know. So in this part right here, I'm showing you where I have my candles, my incense. I have the incense that I actually made myself. I am describing about smudging and cleansing, and how in your own right it's up to you in what way you would like to perform your rituals when it comes to cleansing. I never try to pretend like I have the answer to everything, because everything is borrowed from everything, if that makes sense. This is just a rough draft essentially, and I am preparing by making sure that I am putting out any connections or any vortexes, any portals, any connection that can lead to blockages and hindrance and haters having a way to my spiritual workings by using the incense I created myself. This is a mixed herbal blend specifically towards monitoring spirits. I specifically made it in round, shapes to round shapes. I made it completely in circles. I'm gonna edit this part out. I made it in the exact image of eyes. Thank you, Spirit. To, further not only add to the symbolic magic, but to definitely let it be known, these eyeballs finna be plucked, baby. You not finna play with me. I'm also speaking about the black salt. I create my own, of course, and I'm going to put an ad-lib about what black salt is and, how you can make your own. Any questions or any desires for knowledge concerning mixing herbals and making your own incense and other tools, please let me know, because there's going to be a plethora of ideas floating through my head of different ways you can incorporate herbals in your everyday life, and I will get lost in the sauce. So getting back to it again, I'm further discussing the importance of why you need to shield your work, and most importantly, how these monitoring spirits can access your energy. They can access your energy very easily if you're not energetically cleansed or allowing yourself to be in a grounding state. They can access your energy through divination, through dreams, through your family and friends. You literally could be protected heavily, but you have a trusted friend that is not, and you're telling your friend like, yeah girl, I'm going out there to mow the grass because I just been feeling some type of way and I just need to get this damn grass mowed, and the next thing you know, it's raining. Now that is a far-fetched exaggeration, but don't overthink. Don't think about it. Like, shit happens. It's really truthful like that. They tell your business unbeknownstly. Kids say everything, They always running off at their mouth, So I'm just saying, signed, sealed, delivered, mouth shut, energy closed. We're going to make sure that our work is protected. We're going to make sure that we are protected. And most importantly, we're going to make sure that we have the ability to use our own divination to foresee in some degree, bars, to foresee in some degree the enemy coming, or the enemy trying to approach, even in silence, So this is very important stuff. So right here, I'm about to speed it up because, I'm just talking. I'm telling you about where I learned these things, how important herbals is, how even little things such as sunflowers. I'm going to have a little ad-lib popping up probably right here, talking about brown paper and how it's important with the pencils and stuff. So you can read some of the captions. So we're going to go ahead on and jump into the story time. As I said, there is 5 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock and counting. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to start this off, or how, I don't know. So let's just start from the beginning. When I very first started into my spiritual journey, this was in the early 2000s. Matter of fact, anyway, so when I very first started my spiritual journey, I was, doing my thing, intimacy wise. I ain't no harlot or nothing, but I had my partner or two, and out of nowhere, I met this particular guy. I'm talking about enamored. All of the things that you think that you want in a person, the maturity. I like my partners to be a little older than me. I'm okay with that. Truthful, honest, successful, like just very good energy. And in some ways, he was highly intimidating to me because it made me wonder sometimes, like, what do you want with me? Like, why do you want to fuck with me? I had just started moving over here in Georgia and pulling myself together. I didn't have much. I didn't have a vehicle. Like, what is up with me? But I tried to look past that, because I'm working on my confidence at this time. Moving forward. As time moved on, of course, I'm starting to get curious about this dude. And me and my homegirl, we're doing readings on this dude. Well, she's doing readings on him. And she tells me that he's a warlock. And I don't believe it because I'm like, he a Buddhist. Like, he ain't on that type of vibration, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he don't even practice or none of this stuff. She's like, I'm telling you, he's a warlock and he's attracted to you because you are a light energy, and it's kind of like Beauty and the Beast, the way that she described it to me. And so, I'm kind of like, okay, whatever. Moving forward, I'm kind of getting emotionally tied with him. It ain't even no kind of, I was, but we still ain't talked about, what we are. We just doing the thing together and existing. By this point, like, I'm so enamored with this guy that I literally have dropped my other previous partners and only focusing on him, thinking that the day is approaching that he's going to say, hey, I want you to be my woman, and I'm like, hell the fuck yeah. So when this day approaches, he's like, yeah, I want to talk to you about something. And I'm like, all right, cool, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I go out there all cute and shit, thinking I'm finna, you know what I mean? This Negro gonna say to me, talking about that he wants me to be his woman, but he also want me to wait while he figure out his life and, exploring having a threesome. And I'm like, what? And now this is another thing too, ad-lib, bisexual women. A lot of these men, they are thirsty for us. And they're only thirsty for us because they have these fantasies in their head that we're going to create this type of ambiance for them. Let me keep moving forward though. So when he say that shit, I'm like, hell the fuck no. You know what I'm saying? Not in a disrespectful way. I'm tapping into my feminine energy, but I politely declined, I was like, nah, I'm good. So, his takeaway from that was that we couldn't deal with each other anymore. But to try to prove something, just to be honest, that I'm not some needy, emotional female, yeah, we can still fuck around, So moving forward, that's what we were doing. In the meantime, in my spiritual practice, I'm getting better with my spell work. And when I say spell work, I'm talking about what come out my mouth. I'm getting better with my incantations. And the first practice dummy is me. I practice on myself. So I'm saying these things, I'm doing these things, I'm acting in this way, and I'm slowly changing. He's noticing it, and I'm noticing it. And he's noticing, I'm noticing that he's noticing, and it's causing conflict. So me being the stubborn person that I am, I'm not backing down. You got me effed up, you know. Fast forward to the story, I kind of started seeing where we was tangling with each other, you know, kind of like petty for petty. You're not gonna call me, I don't call you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want me to come through, I ain't gonna come through. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So I continuously keep seeing this dude in my dreams. I continuously keep feeling like his presence is in my room when I wake up. And I'm telling my homegirl, like, yo, and I'm just thinking this is some little cute little we connected, you know, bullshit. And she was like, yo, I told you this dude is a warlock. So at this time, again, in my spiritual practice, I'm not really into this, you know, metaphysical part. I don't know nothing about the mythic part and the labels and the categories and etc. and etc. I just looked down 1111. And so after she keeps saying this, I finally start looking up warlocks and, you know, what they about and etc. and etc. And I see a lot of resemblance. So because I see resemblance and you're in my dreams, and I know now that you're astro traveling to come and spy on me, let me put my shields up. This is where all of this work is coming in, baby. Right here, you're going to see me just take a little break. Right here, you seeing me talk about the colors and the candles and what I repeated in part 1, because my mission was not to overtalk you guys. Right here, I'm just cleansing the candles and preparing them for me to inscribe into them. I'm letting my incense burn. She looks so beautiful, baby. She looked good. So getting back to the story, I'm learning a lot about protection. I'm speaking a lot around myself and all of this stuff, and I start noticing that now this is in the beginning when I had my altars in my room. And you ain't supposed to be fucking in front of your altars, hint, hint. But anyway, so I got my altars in the room. And so he's like, what you believe in? Because he kept turning his focus on that. What you believe in? I'm like, I believe in everything. So, you know, I'm not giving him the answer that he wanted. This particular night, look at the devil. This particular night that he's very interested in the altars. And I'm kind of like, yo, what's up with you? Like, what's up? You know, like, you lingering, you don't usually linger. What is going on? You know, he like, oh, nothing. I'm just interested. This is beautiful how you got this set up. Do you mind if and before he even finished the sentence, he grabbing my shit on the altar. Well, immediately I heard he's trying to leave an imprint on you, on your altar. He's trying to find a way to see through. He's trying to find a way to get through, because remember I told you I blocked that ability for him to come in my dreams. I blocked the way for him to astral travel into my presence, but I turned that shit on his ass because I caught him one day. I went astral traveling to him. It really wasn't on purpose, I ain't gonna lie to you, but it just happened because I was in the zone and he felt my energy, right? All right, so you know, when I hear he's trying to leave an imprint, I heard Spirit say clearly, do not turn your back on him. Keep your eye on him, because I'm ready for him to go. You know, let's go. So he just kept lingering. I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You ready to go or whatever? And so finally he was like, yeah, you know, so he goes out the door. Well, immediately after I closed the door on him, Spirit told me to take the whole thing down, cleanse everything off, and to move it, which is what I did. 2 days later, we not seeing eye to eye, but you know, we still getting that in. You know how we got a hump. So 2 days later, he comes through. And I remember his energy was very different. It was very more dark. And I was trying to figure out how I was going to talk about this part without being too much. So here it go. I'm just going, come on, Spirit, give me the strength. Give me the words. What do I do? Like I said, 2 days later, after he had touched my altar, he was irritated when he came back those 2 days. But he was saying that it had something to do with word. It had something to do with, you know, all of this other stuff. So he do what he do, you know, what I like. Read between the lines. And I noticed it's exceptionally great. I noticed, like, oh my God, he been practicing or something, because, like, yo. So, you know, and then this is the other thing that was different. Like, he wanted to mount me. And that was different, because, okay. But I'm like, yeah, do your thing, you know what I'm saying? But in my head, I know that it's not going to work, because he's not endowed in that way. Let's say it like that. But it's your party. Do what you want. I done got mine. Do what you got to do to get yours. So, as, you know, the 1-2 happening, he was able to work something out, you know, position. As the 1-2 was happening, the reason why this is important is because I wasn't aware that I was being pushed or put in a position to face where he thought he left his imprint, right? Which in my heart, I think that he already knew that he did not have that power there like he thought he did, because that's why he was irritated. He couldn't dominate me, you know? So anyway, like I said, he anchored, moved, boom, boom, boom. And, you know, I ain't paying no attention, because in my head, I'm thinking like, you know, girl, what you gonna do after this, girl? Like, you know, we need to go to the grocery store. I sure would, you know. So it's like, pow, 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 you know. And I'm like, la, 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 la. And I noticed that he's saying shit under his breath. And, you know, I was like, okay, you know, maybe he, you know, sometimes they be in the zone and they be talking and whatnot. And, yeah, he in the zone. He doing his thing. I ain't thinking nothing about it. And all of a sudden I heard a spirit said, listen. And so I stopped talking to myself and I listened, and he's speaking in this, I don't know how to describe it. I want to say language, but it's not a language. It was almost like he was singing, but, you know, it wasn't, I don't know how to describe it. It was like, it was a chanting. Thank you, Spirit. That's what that nigga was doing, was chanting. And Spirit said, stop. And I just kicked him out, you know. I just jumped up. And you could tell I fucked up the trance. Like, he was so angry and his eyes were so dark. But you know, it's like they always be nice to get what they want. He was like, wait, come back. I was like, hell the fuck no. You gotta go. And like, whatever darkness that he may have been summoning, or whatever he was attaching to, trying to get to me, it fled from him quickly, because I saw it, you know. And it fled from him, but it was too late. I saw it, you know. And I was like, holy freaking mackerel. You know, like, bitch, he almost got you. And so, literally, like I said, he kept trying to talk. You know, I didn't give a fuck about none of that. You gotta go. You gotta get out. You gotta go. So, I went to work, you know what I'm saying? Cleansing, smudging, all of this, all of that. I'm going to work, you know. And I started creating a vow amongst myself. And in that vow, I said, anyone or anything that does not mean me any good, stay the furthest away from me. They have no power or no connection to me. Any power that they have taken from me or that I have given, I take it back, and all ties are severed. So mote it be, because I said so it is. I should, right? I kept saying this over and over again. I had got obsessed with rosemary and pine needles. pine needles, pine sol, rosemary. And I'm doing all of these different incantations and stuff. So January 1st of 2020, he and I could not see each other anymore. Literally, he would call me and see, this is where I was telling you, I was speaking these incantations on myself. I was talking about change, and I was becoming that. I was evolving. So because he was not treating me correctly, he would not have access to me, period. If you can't set an appropriate date or time for us to meet up, then guess what? It's a wrap. No, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? If we can't, go outside of you thinking that you're finna come here to my home and fuck on me, no, then we're not doing it. That's the end of that. Because the truth be told about it, let's backwards a little bit, where I told him to get out. And, later on we talked about it, because he was like, what did I do wrong, or what it was? And I told him, I just kept straight up, like, I didn't appreciate you doing what you was doing. Like, I felt like you was summoning something. And he was like, nah, I don't even know how to do that. And I'm like, nah, I don't believe that either. But I ain't gonna begrudge you, just to, I guess, in some ways keep an attachment to him. I was just like, well, maybe I made it up in my head, but I know what the fuck I saw and heard and felt. But I guess I wasn't ready to let go of the connection. So moving forward, my incantations and speaking for myself is what removed me all the way, continuously. It wasn't no, oh, I ain't gonna talk to you for a month, or I'm gonna block you for a month and then we reconnect. Like, nah, it was severed. That was it. And he tried to come back in one time before. I thought things were going to be different, but it wasn't. We never saw each other. And the third time that he tried, we didn't see each other. It was like, nah, I'm not going for it. So it's crazy. I wonder if I can catch it on camera. I can. Okay, you see, I swear I see like somebody hanging in that thicket. I don't know if I see it spiritually or if it's like a little fucking doll. I'm gonna try to get it on my sound song, because I bet you the sound song will get it. But anyway, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I spoke that vow over myself, and he and I, we haven't had anything to do with each other since January 1st, 2020. And I remember that distinctly, because that was the beginning of my celibacy. That was the beginning of me purchasing my LLC. I bought my LLC for the love of art. And, it was really the beginning of this evolution and this change of self. So if you made it this far, drop in the comments graham crackers. At minimum, I'm hoping that my story could be helpful, as well as offer some insight as to why we have to be using protective measures around our sexual intimacies and our sexual connections with people. It's not something for us to be afraid of. It's not something for us to fear. It's not something for us to even, loathe. Is, our right as human beings to not be solitary creatures, to procreate, to have intimacy on more levels than one. However, you have to be careful of those that you are being intimate with. You have to understand that everybody's intentions are not the same as yours. And after a lot of divination work through that story, I understood what made this man upset was that I was not willing to put my life on hold for him. He felt like that he found a gem in my bisexuality. He thought that because I was a bisexual woman, and I guess that maybe he felt like I had low self-esteem, that I was going to bring more women to him. Warlock, I think so. because it was more so than devouring us sexually. It was also about devouring our energy. Birds of a feather flock together. So if he had the assumption that I am this piss poor little girl that is feeling down and insecure about herself, but she has the ability to attract women. She's charismatic. She's nice. She's a good looking woman. She's a good woman. She's clean. She's healthy. Obviously, she got friends like her that wouldn't mind a nigga like me coming through, dropping a little change, you know, being a gentleman, opening the door for you, taking you wherever you want to go. You know, being honest with you, being sincere with you, having loving and long felt conversations. Who in the fuck wouldn't want that? And in the beginning, I was doubting myself, thinking that it had a lot to do with me being insecure, when it was really my sixth sense going off like, yo, something ain't right with this dude, you know? So this is the end of one story of many. I love watching and engaging in Get Ready With Me. And it was awesome to prepare these candles and sit in this ambiance. And not only teach, but to guide and show my own, you know, personal story that spiritual people, we ain't exempt either. You know what I'm saying? It happens. So part 3 will be posted the day of the full moon, which will be tomorrow. Supermoon, actually, excuse me. And I will be doing a reading. I'll probably be back out in the park doing a reading, seeing what we can focus on, what we can expect, what is to come. You know, I'm just going to keep putting the information out here, baby. I'm going to be obedient on the way. I got lost because of the damn traffic. And when I was driving, I was talking to my brother. I saw 444. I saw 222. And the crazy part was the 222 was on my dashboard time, but the time on my phone was 221. And when I got out the car, I pulled up. It said Candle Apart. And I heard God Will Provide. And I was like, oh, shit. This is a good spot to come out and tell my story, because I damn sure wouldn't have been able to tell this story at home, honey. My children is nosy. And I'm just going to keep putting the information out there. I'm just going to keep right on keeping on, and hopefully it'll be inspirational and worth it to someone as it is for me. So thank you for listening. Blessings and salutations. Have a marvelous, happy full moon, super moon. Just get ready for this download and this clarity.